Good morning, everybody, and happy Hump Day. Happy Hump Day. Kat said we're on an extended intro. OJ, step away from the keyboard. No. You want to hear a secret? You won't believe me. I let it run because I had to pee and wash my hands. Good morning, Chrissy. What is up, Broken Gothel? Yes, it is Wednesday. My goodness. Good morning, Gin Bug. Woo! What does this mean, Broken Goth Doll? Bin day. Don't forget to put the bin out. What's it, like a trash can? Like you get your trash picked up today? What's a bin day? True Crime Beat. It's important to pee and then wash your hands. Thank you, True Crime Beat. That's typically how I do it. I know some people wash their hands before and after, but I always have such an urgency to piss that I have to get straight to the potty. Who's wearing pink? What we got going on? What we got going on today? We're going to talk about Jack and Lilly. A lot of people had some questions about a phone interview I did. And I'm waiting on Pat. And I'm waiting on Jeanie because, you know, when I do this show, I need real life Canadians. If there's any real life Canadians in the bushes, can you please make yourself present? Gaelic girl has on pink PJs. Look at that. Well, let's get to it. Let's tell everybody happy Hump Day.
Oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's Hump Day.
My goodness. And what do we wear on Wednesdays? Any shade of it? Pink. Okay, that time it was OJ's fault. So, anyone got plans for the weekend? I know I got some plans today because hold on, Angry Rabbit is from British Columbia. Angry Rabbit, can you come up? You put the link. Because I had 2 real life Canadians that were supposed to come up today and they ghosted me. I don't like to talk about crime in other country unless I have somebody from the country to talk about it. Because I don't like to sound like a moron, okay? I can do that all fine by myself. I'm telling you, I can do moron all by myself. So, I know we have a very special day today. You know what it is? Today is Heaven's Little Angels' birthday. I want everyone to put your lighter in the air, sing as loud as you can, and tell Erica happy birthday. October 1st, baby. Everyone loves you so much, Erica. You are such a spectacular person. And you know what? You look great at 28. And I'm not just making up an age. She's actually 28 today. And one of the sweetest people you will ever meet in your life. Well, let's take a second and tell everybody good morning. So glad everybody is here and still keeping up on the Jack and Lilly case. It is, someone gifted memberships. Who did that? Butterfly Kisses gifted 5 Crime Lines and Lies memberships. Are you kidding me? Who got it? Lisa Irwin. Bama 256. All in Tanks. Angry Rabbit. Broken Goth Doll. I'll tell you what, y'all keep that up. Y'all keep that up. Y'all look good in green. Like that song that George Strait sings. You look so good in love. I say to all of you, you look so good in green. You want a badge? It's easy to see. You look so good in green. That's right. That's right. Well, and also you guys leave amazing comments. So let me get to your comments from the last show. All right, from the last show that we did with 2 real-life Canadians that didn't show up today, that is Pat K and Jeanie. That is okay. If there's any other real Canadians in here, don't tell me you have visited Canada or that you know about it or you saw it on the Travel Channel. If you are a real-life Canadian, please grab the link. Peas in a Pod, who is not a real-life Canadian, she's from Tennessee. She said, in my opinion, the tool in the door was to prevent a 2-legged and not a bear from sneaking in or out to cheat while he was out cold. Also, in my opinion, the blanket and piece of blanket testing showed human decomp, and that's what brought the cadaver dogs out. As we said in the last show, they have to have a tip. That's what I think. Hold on. Lori C. is in the exact same city that my Aunt Sarah lives in. Actually, I might be calling her. She's in Cambodia right now. She's on she's on a Mormon mission. Donna St. Jean said if the kids are buried, they wouldn't be near their home. Makes sense. Makes sense. And Leslie Mimic said surely they have DNA off the blanket by now. Surely it doesn't take this long. And why wait so long to bring the dogs in? Well, I agree, but I don't know how things go there. We'll see if Lori grabs a link or Angry Rabbit, or I can possibly call Pat and get her out of bed. Let's see what happens. All right, let's refreshen our memories as to what we're talking about. We're going to go back in time. Okay? We're going to go back in time.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit. What's this? What's this?
Missing children in Nova Scotia is now in its 3rd week. Nova Scotia RCMP say they are determining their next steps after another ground and air search for 6-year-old Lilly and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan took place over the weekend. The siblings went missing from their Lansdowne Station home May 2nd, and police say they have found zero trace of what happened to these 2 children. For more.
All right, I hate to do this in the middle of a show, but I'm going to have to do some cold calls to get a real Canadian on the show. I'm going to start with my Aunt Sarah. She's connected right now. Hello. Aunt Sarah. Hey, can you?
Hello, honey. What you doing?
Well, I'm doing a show right now about Jack and Lily, and I need real life Canadians to come on the show and talk about it. Are you and Uncle Brian busy?
Well, I don't know anything about it, honey.
You know, the 2 kids that went missing in Nova Scotia?
No, you know what? We're in Cambodia, honey. We don't really get a lot of U.S., we don't get any U.S. news or anything like that.
Oh, no, Nova Scotia's not in America, Aunt Sarah. It's in Canada.
I know that, but we don't get Canadian news. We don't get American news. We don't get any. We just got Cambodia stuff over here. If you want to talk about their war,
Well,
they got a war going on.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, I just have questions about how the laws and the government works. They brought the cadaver dogs out like 4 months later, and people weren't allowed to go into the forest because they said it was too dry and they didn't want a forest fire. So, I mean, what are the odds that those kids could still be somewhere in that forest after Hurricane, what was it? Is it Naomi came through?
I don't know that either, but forest fires they're uppermost in their minds all the time. And I don't know if just because a hurricane went through, if the ground is excessively dry, there would have to be a huge, maybe even more than a hurricane could put out there to actually, the ground would just dry up again. So they are very concerned about forest fires all the time. Okay. It's certainly this time of year, it would be something that's, because those forest fires, they just sweep through a community pretty fast. But I don't know why they wouldn't, they would. Are they doing searches with their own people? They just don't want volunteers.
They searched for like 2 weeks, but now they brought out cadaver dogs because they said now it's safe for people to go into the forest.
I guess. I mean, I don't know too much about it, honey. Other than if that's what they're saying, if they're using those cadaver dogs now, then they obviously believe that those 2 children aren't alive. Okay. And for them to survive, if there was a hurricane or anything weather like that, you can't survive that out in the wild.
Well, that hurricane, I'm sorry, it's Hurricane Fiona. It came through in 2022 and they still don't have it cleaned up.
I see.
And so they said the woods out there, the forest is treacherous.
Yeah, if it's national park stuff, they do have laws and they will not clean up after disasters like that if it's a national forest or if it's any kind of national land. They truly believe in leaving it the way God left it, and if a hurricane blew through, then that's just the way it stays until however it does, because they just don't do anything like that. There was a fire in Alberta in Waterton, and they wouldn't allow them to put that chemical. They wouldn't allow them to drop that chemical on the national grounds, in the national forest, just because they want to keep things natural, I guess. So, there are laws like that they have to abide by.
Well, of course. I mean, people make laws because somebody broke the law. That's what happens. So, okay, well, I'm going to get back to my research, and thank you so much, Aunt Sarah. You've actually helped me more than you know. I love you very much.
Well, all right, sweetie. All right. We love you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's my mom's sister. They sound exactly alike, but they look totally different. Okay. I told you guys I would get a real life Canadian on here. Didn't I? Now I'm going to call Pat K.
Where the investigation stands this morning. We're joined from Midland, Ontario by Chris Lewis, CTV public safety analyst and former OPP commissioner. Good morning.
Good morning.
We'll remember the press conference where the police called off a portion of their search for Lilly and Jack on Sunday evening. What could that indicate where this investigation stands as of today?
Well, when they made that call to downscale the search, at that point they made statements.
Hello.
Hey, Pat.
Yes, hey.
I had a special guest that was planned for today and didn't show up, and I need a real life Canadian to come on the show. I just called my Aunt Sarah, but she's in Cambodia doing all that Mormon bullshit. So I was wondering if you could come in and grab the link.
Okay. I don't know how long I can stay because I got a contractor coming out.
Oh, what's he look like?
I don't know. Okay, I'll grab the link.
All right, love you. Bye-bye. Told you I'd get some real life Canadians on here.
That they didn't believe the children would still be alive, which was somewhat concerning because it hadn't been that long at that point. Of course, it has gone much longer now. They are continuing some searching, but it appears that they're weighing more heavily on the investigative side of this, which of course they're not going to really talk about, given the trying to protect the integrity of that investigation. But they seem to be focusing more on that than actually trying to recover the children, which of course I'm sure
All right, here she is. Pat K is in the house. All right, first and foremost, Pat, today is Erica's birthday.
Happy birthday, sweetheart.
Isn't she the sweetest?
Yes, she is.
Guitar Man said you didn't ask me. I'm Canadian, LOL. Now, do you really live in Canada or have you visited? Because I had some idiot send me an email one day that lives in Buffalo, New York and visits Niagara Falls and says they're Canadian. So I need a real Canadian to do this show.
Okay, I'm a real Canadian. Here we go.
Yep.
they still will, because regardless of whether they're alive or dead at this point, it's awful to even say that, they certainly do want to recover the remains of the kids.
People are going back over this timeline, as our police as part of their investigation. Lilly and Jack were first reported missing May the 2nd, and then a nonstop multi-agency search began on the very same day. Then on May 7th, police scaled back that investigation and added that the chances of the children being alive, as you just mentioned, were very low. Then after that, May 17th and 18th, there's this renewed ground and air search of Lansdowne Station. That didn't find any evidence. Tell us what that means about the scope of this investigation. Is it?
Now I'm going to ask Pat K and ask everyone. Guitar Man might want to grab the link. I did not know that Guitar Man lived in Canada. They have no evidence. So could the kids honestly really be in the woods?
Well, I don't think so. They would have found them by now. They're definitely not. I don't think so at all. There's no way. They would have found something. So that's my take on it. I mean, the woods are very large, but it's not like 100 miles. Like there's water on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Where they are. It's like an island, that
right.
part of Nova Scotia. And there's enough people out there walking and then trail rides, and the hunting season's coming up now. I think this is deer hunting season soon.
Okay.
Like there's lots of people out and about. That's East Coaster language. I think they would have found something by now. 2 small children.
2 small children. And I have a feeling, oh, here's Jeanie. Good morning, Jeanie.
Good morning. Morning,
Jeanie.
Pat.
Hi, Jeanie.
Hi.
So, I mean, do you think that maybe, okay, let's just say that they did get put somewhere. With it hunting season starting, a hunter might come across one of them.
Well, I guess that's possible. When's hunting season start, Jeanie? You would know more than me.
Actually, moose season just started in just September the 20th, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Around that time, and it's only for 2 weeks, so I think they're done October the 3rd.
Right.
So it's started, yeah.
And there's moose out where they are, correct?
Well, I'm not sure, but I'm assuming there would be, yeah.
Yeah. So, if there's any evidence of the kids out there, someone may come across it. But I just don't think 2 kids can disappear in those woods and no one's found a scrap of evidence.
Oh no, I don't believe that neither. Like, that makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
And I think, and I'm pretty sure you have to be a certain distance away from a house or a dwelling before you can hunt near there. So
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And so far away from the road before you're allowed to shoot the gun. Yeah. There's all rules like that.
yeah. But I'm sure that, I mean, if the kids were in the woods, and I'm sure the hunters would find something.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I don't think they're there.
I don't believe they are neither.
Well, I mean, Daniel was, adamant about it. You're not going to find him in the woods.
Yes, exactly.
You're just not. And I thought the comment from Peas in a Pod, because she watches all that drunk turkey stuff with Daniel talking.
Yeah.
He says, I think the wrench was put in the door because he was afraid that Malaya was sneaking out because she was cheating on him. That's.
I read that too.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get back to our reminder, then we will get to the show.
Narrowing in on something?
I think what it means really is that the RCMP know more about this than we do, which is totally understandable. The RCMP are good at this sort of thing. I mean, they've been conducting huge searches and conducting major investigations for a long, long time. So we have to rely on them and the fact that they know what they're doing. They're led by their investigation. I'm sure they're following evidence and deciding where to go and what to do based on that, as well as tips and other things that they're receiving. Mm-hmm. But the speculation in the community and on social media is just crazy. Pointing fingers at all sorts of people, which may have had nothing to do with this. So we really have to let the RCMP continue doing what they do well.
Chris, I want to ask you about that because people watching this morning have probably read some of those social media posts. And you're right. They, in an information vacuum, I have learned that people begin to fill it in with their own detective work and their own sleuthing and trying to put together clues on their own. What kind of a challenge does that kind of attention bring to a case like this?
Well, it certainly brings attention to it, and bringing attention to it at times isn't a bad thing because it may generate some tips from the public. But, it's really a lot of pushing the RCMP into a corner in terms of trying to get them to say X or Y about who they suspect or what they suspect. And that's not fair to them. They just need to be able to do what they do. Without that sort of pressure on them. At the same time, it's putting pressure on people because, folks are saying, well, when she said this, when he said that, they're pointing fingers and maybe towards very innocent people. So in fairness to them and the RCMP, that we just need to back off on that and let things happen.
You know, one of the things, Chris, that comes up as well is the fact that if this story perhaps had happened in a bigger center, one of the major, Montreal, Calgary, Toronto, Vancouver, this would be a story that would be headlines every day. 2 young children disappeared without a trace, a massive investigation, yet it doesn't seem to have that kind of attention here in Canada. Is it because of the smaller community? Like, what would your insight to that be?
Well, I think it would be this because of the smaller community. As we know, the news cycle and the number of news outlets in a place like the Greater area are just, so much bigger and more powerful than the smaller arm in the Eastern Canada. So that certainly is part of it. Down there, I know people in Nova Scotia that, they're very, very touched by this.
Yeah.
But a very small population there comparatively. So it doesn't seem to be receiving the same amount of interest, which is sad in many, many ways, and in reality in others, I suppose.
Chris, what are you watching for in the next couple of days?
Well, I'm waiting for the RCMP to make some sort of an announcement that they've either located the children or they've made an arrest. They're really looking at the who, what, where, when around all of this and following tips and leads. And I think that big piece of that is a big machine that's happening without us seeing it. And that's the way it should be. But I think we'll hear something from them in the days to come.
Was that a recent broadcast?
Nope, that was actually from May of 2025. We did the whole, we're going back in time. He said, I am going to anticipate they're going to find the children or they're going to make arrests. Well, now here we are, October 1st, 2025, and neither has happened. Belinda put up a Facebook post, and she said 151 days. Now it's 152. And she said, why are they not arrested for neglect and endangerment? And she means 3 of them. She means the grandma, the stepdad, and the mama. She is hot on their trail. What do you all think about that?
Jeanie?
Oh, I agree. I agree 100%. Obviously it's neglect. They can't find the kids, right? Nobody knows where the kids are. So how come? I agree. How come nothing is being taken? How come they're not being charged for at least for that?
Yeah, but I don't think they can charge them for that. It would be like if they say, the kids sneaked out. That's not really neglect. Might be on our part. We may think that. But as far as the law goes, I don't really think that's neglect. If they say, well, they must have got up while we weren't watching. Because then, that would mean then anybody's kid who got out the front door, the parents would be arrested for neglect, which I don't think that, they could say it was an accident.
That young girl from Quebec, she went missing, and her mother, wasn't even a day, her mother was charged with neglect. What was her name?
Did they find the girl?
Yes, they found the girl. She was in the ditch. You remember? You didn't remember the name of that? What was her name? She was only 3 years old.
Oh, man.
She went missing. Her mom went into a store and said that her daughter was missing. And the police arrested her the next day for neglect. Oh, I have to.
Good on them for doing that.
Yeah, just.
And Donna, I cannot pronounce your last name, so do not forget, guys, that a cadaver of a man was found 19 years later in a mine shaft out there recently, so anything is possible.
Yeah, I did wonder about if there was any mine shafts around, and maybe the 2 kids got curious and somebody fell in, but I don't know if there's any around there. Somebody local would know that, because they always know where all the little mine shafts are.
Well, we know that Janie's been very angry, rightfully so, because she's got people accusing her of everything under the sun One of the things, besides the children obviously being missing, that bugs the shit out of me, not just about this case, but every true crime case, because it is not entertainment. It is not a movie on TV. Everybody has to, it's like they're watching a Marvel comic. You have to have the good guy and the bad guy. Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? And there's some cases where everyone failed.
Yeah.
Everyone failed. Everyone failed. You're not going to pick a hero. It's not going to happen.
No. There's 3 suspects. Anybody that was close to the children, they're considered suspects until otherwise proven. They aren't.
Yeah. How long have they lived that way? A year and a half or 2 years since Malaya's been there?
She's been there for 3
years. Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah.
And Belinda said, I cannot believe she's living this way. They have a tarp for a roof.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to what Janie said several months ago.
If Malaya wanted to leave with those kids, she could have left with those kids. I would have stood up to her and said, Daniel, let her go. If she wants to leave, let her go. I should have went out because I usually do when the kids are outside. I should have, honestly. I blame myself for not getting up that morning.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, from that day, it's something you need to hear.
Kids, she could have left with those kids. I would have stood up to her and said, Daniel, let her go. If she wants to leave, let her go. Or if not, if I wasn't here.
Well, the plot thickens because Daniel has figured out that Malaya had been trying to leave him. He knew that she had a new boyfriend. And I agree with Peas in a Pod that the wrench was put in the door because he's not worried about a bear. He knew that Malaya wouldn't be able to open it.
Yeah, but does he really think she's going to sneak out when she's got 3 kids and one of them's a baby?
Yeah.
I mean, unless he was that paranoid. I don't know. Some guys can get paranoid.
He said it was actually common for her. He would wake up and she was gone and he was taking care of the kids.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Yeah, well, then maybe that was the reason. Who knows? Who knows? But I just mean they've lived that way for a couple years. If there was that much abuse or neglect, you would think that the school bus driver or the teachers, somebody would have been calling. There'd be more reports on them. And if if they were being treated badly and there was no reports, then shame on anybody that had contact with them.
Well, and that's what's very confusing to me. Janie puts up these Facebook posts just, saying things like, I love my grandkids. I love my grandkids. But I mean, she left them to live in squalor. I mean, squalor.
Yeah, I know. And it doesn't look great, but, it's just like the back roads and hills of Tennessee and Kentucky and stuff. There is a lot of people that live like that.
Yeah.
But, we can't go around and say kids can't live like that because, we're just hoping the parents are loving and are doing their best to look after the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
If they have a roof over their head, if the parents are looking after them and they have food and they are enrolled in school, there's nothing else we can see. And that's why hopefully teachers or nurses or school bus drivers would, report something that wasn't very loving or home-like. But I can see people living like that. You can't condemn people that live like that.
Yeah.
No, but you can make sure that the kids have a proper place to live. If the adults want to live that way, they can have at it. If they want to live and they want to, dodge rain under a tarp on top of the trailer, that's their business. Kids don't deserve that.
No.
And the teachers reported many things. And Malaya knew CPS was hot on her heels.
Yeah.
Malaya also knew that Daniel owed a lot of back child support to his other children. So if he filed his taxes, there was going to be a huge lump sum that goes to his other children. And I think she just didn't want to split the costs. Hence why she was constantly bumming off her mom and her grandma. I mean, I've heard some astronomical amounts that her grandmother has given them. Got them a car.
Yeah. $8,000.
$8,000.
Yep.
So they had a family that was willing to support them money-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the day before she got her grandmother's card, and that's what they used to go shopping with.
Right.
But I mean,
she could have called 911. I don't know what is behind Malaya's mind. I can't answer that question. I wished I could. I really wished I could. I wished I would have got up that morning and seen what was going on, but I didn't. I am so sorry I let those kids down. I should have got up. I should have went out, because I usually do when the kids are outside. I should have, honestly. I blame myself for not getting up that morning. If I would have got up, this wouldn't have never happened. It wouldn't have never happened. So I don't know what's going on in Malaya's mind. Honestly, I don't. I wished I do. I wish this would all end. I wish she would come clean, or at least talk to somebody out.
Okay, is it true that Malaya is just not cooperating?
Well, she did the lie detector test.
Yeah.
She spoke to the cops twice.
Yeah, they've all done a lie detector test. I mean, Janie couldn't do it because, hers is going to be inconclusive because of the medication she's on. I mean, they've been handing those out like they're Snicker bars on Halloween, and they don't mean anything. So, it just, something here is not making sense.
Well, her statement saying, I should have did this, I should have did that. I always go out there. Why was it so different that morning? Why, like, the routine is not there anymore. Why that morning the routine didn't happen?
As far as that's what they're saying.
Exactly.
Well,
yeah.
So how many times did she really get up and go outside with the kids? If that was a daily thing, then yeah, that's a change from routine.
Exactly.
But I mean, really, she got up and went out every morning. Wouldn't you think a grandmother would say to the mother or the father, "Get out and look after your kids. Why do I have to get up every morning?"
Well, apparently she would call Malaya and tell Malaya the kids are outside.
Oh, well, so that even makes it even more of a normal thing that the children left the house all the time without the parents. And you know what? Anybody driving by that house would have then known that.
Yep. Yep.
So that brings in that part of the scenario.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing, considering the way Janie's own children turned out, that, and like I said, this is just my opinion, that she honestly was like hovering over her son's girlfriend's kids.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that.
I mean, her first Facebook post said, "My son's girlfriend's kids are missing." That's exactly what she said. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah. So that doesn't show she's taken, I'm sure they didn't call her grandma.
No.
That's what, that type of relationship, if she wants to say it that way. Because I would never say something that way.
No.
You're immediately distancing yourself 3 times.
Yeah.
No. So she's far away from it.
I don't think she was that close to the kids as she claimed she was.
Well, I mean, in the I think it was the Global News interview, the kids drove her so nuts that she went and lived in the RV.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it seems like Janie had a lot of resentment because, I mean, Malaya is obviously more fortunate looking than Janie. Okay, just saying it. She might have had a little bit of jealousy with her. No, I am not saying that Janie did anything to the kids, but I mean, she's got a real mad on about this. And I think it comes down to she does not want her son to be in trouble. And
well,
hey,
that would make sense. I mean, who?
No, I do. I don't blame her. I don't blame her.
No. I mean, what parent wants their kids to be in trouble? But I mean, we're talking about 2 kids here, 4 and 6 years old. Wouldn't you not care more about those kids than, what maybe might have happened to them?
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth, because it comes a time when, your adult child can stand on their own 2 feet and wipe their own ass. It's more important to take care of a vulnerable child. And it seems like someone skipped that step.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was she a motherly person? You've got to have that instinct in you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And some people do not have it 100%. We've seen that.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what this woman is like, whether she acted like a grandma or whether she didn't. I have no idea. I certainly don't think she picked the kids up and took them somewhere. So.
There is too many cameras. There's too many people involved for Malaya to have really stuck the kids somewhere so she could get away. It just doesn't make any sense.
No, that doesn't either. You'd think somebody would see something.
And I'm just going to assume in Canada it works the same way in America, that they're not going to show you their best poker hand. They're not going to say, "Oh, we know what's going on." They're just going to say, "Right now, we don't have the evidence." I mean, they treat you like a 5-year-old in kindergarten. Nope, Kool-Aid's not ready yet. Nope, your cookies, you can have those, at 10:30. That's how they talk. And so they can have a ton of evidence and they're trying to put it together, but they don't want like a public panic.
Definitely. Yeah.
And let them know.
Go ahead, Pat. Sorry.
And if they have more evidence on one certain person, they're not going to put it out in the news so the social media and the public can, castrate these people before they have enough evidence to arrest them. And they don't want them to do a runner.
Well, and they shouldn't. Shouldn't. Why would you jeopardize a case just to satisfy people on social media? That's crazy. That is crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's why I don't listen to a lot of this. I'll listen to you. I'll listen to, a couple other reputable channels and news sources that have been around for 50 years.
That's what I do. I don't have time for that junk in my brain. I learned a lot in the last few weeks.
We can all come up with 50 different scenarios of what happened, but we have to keep what's reasonable in the beginning of our mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I still don't. I don't think those two kids were lost in the woods. That's right out of it. Unless they fell down a mine hole and somebody's should have come up by now saying, well, you know, there's 25 different mine shafts in that area. No, I haven't heard anybody say that.
But
I-
they were searched though, were they not? I'm pretty sure they were searched.
I don't know anything about the mine shafts. Donna just said that they found with a cadaver dog not too long ago in the same area a man that had been in there for 19 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I heard on that one that he was like 25 feet down.
Yeah.
That nobody would have seen him if it wasn't for, I guess, a cadaver dog pointing out the area, and then they found the mine shaft. It wasn't like it was a mine shaft that everybody knew about and people could go in and check. Like a hole type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I read.
Okay, Donna said there's many mine shafts. Donna, do you live in Nova Scotia? I don't want your address or anything like that, but do you live in Nova Scotia? I know they use drones to get into some of the ones they could get into, but some you can't.
Yeah.
And I just heard that on the CBC News in Canada.
I really wish I knew your answer to your question.
In this recording, Janie says something that really caught my attention. She says, if Malaya wanted to leave and she would have stood up for her. It sounds like someone who feels like they missed
Oh, shut up.
the latest update from the RCMP. This was
a pink blanket that officers see.
Okay, we already know about the pink blanket. All right, so Daniel has been talking to Drunk Turkey quite often. This was clipped by Nate S. True Crime, and it's from the Drunk Turkey show because he's real tight with him right now, and that's fine. That's fine.
Around what time does the search stop on the first day?
The search doesn't stop on the first day. They go right through the night.
Interesting. And when are you notified about a blank?
Hold on. Stephanie Murray, you read my mind, and I almost said it, but I didn't want to cross cases. But since you brought it up, I'm going to blame it on you. I have said for years and years and years and years and years, Susan Powell is in a mine say she is in a mine shaft, and they found her.
Yeah, I believe that too. I believe that's where she is as well.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's where Summer Wells ended up too.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about mine shafts in Tennessee, though. They don't do a lot of coal mining or anything. So that I would have to look into. I think she's in a cave somewhere. Joy Cowell said anyone can pass a polygraph. Fun fact, innocent people can fail them too.
Yeah.
I can give you a list of people that have flat out got a big old fat F on their polygraph. And the truth is they didn't do anything. So remember, all you're doing is, listening to your breath and your blood pressure. And if you're an anxious person anyway, like me, I would feel it right away.
Mm-hmm.
And I just watched a Nancy Grace Bloodlines, one of her shows where they do the DNA. And they found, they solved the case after 20 years. But the DNA that they finally got through the laboratory, and it showed a perfect profile, they found the guy and he had been given a polygraph and he had passed it 20 years earlier. And then they find his DNA on the victim, and he was the murderer. So there's one right there. So,
well, I think the one that really got me, and I've never really cared about him, is when, Susan got me into the Faria case with Crazy Pam. And Russ Faria, he failed his polygraph. And he was innocent. He was innocent. Angry Rabbit said, Daniel looks high AF in that interview. I hope not, because he's supposed to be, seeing Meadow again soon. He's trying to get full custody of her.
Is she in foster care right now? The baby?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And he's
Wow.
supposed to, and he does a drug test every single time he goes to see her.
I just think he just naturally looks confused. I just, for some reason, think that. I don't know why. And if he's, I'm not Dr. Drew Pinsky. I just have heard that people that do the meth, that it comes out of your system real fast.
Mm.
It's not.
Why wouldn't Malaya be trying to get her baby back?
Well, we don't know that she's not.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, he's the only one that's speaking out. Like,
yeah,
he's the only one.
He's controlling the narrative.
Yes.
Hence why, so many people think that he has done something. Now, I mean, it's a dozen in one hand and half in the other. Do you just keep your mouth shut, or do you try to get in front of the story so people don't blame you?
You're damned
Right.
if you do, and you're damned if you don't.
That's it. That's the comment of the day. Exactly.
Yep.
Think it.
Yeah.
If we're referring to the blanket that was up in the tree, or
All right,
just
well,
the
let's-
blanket in general.
Well, let's rewind then. So there's been a lot of confusion that you
Yeah.
had denied that the blanket in the tree was Lily's that ended up being Lily's. Was there another blanket that was found out there?
There is actually another blanket. There's a full pink blanket. I was showing a picture of it, splayed out on the ground. Officer Karen Mason showed me that. She was involved in quite a bit of the, just back and forth stuff between the command center and me and Malaya and Mom and, some of the people involved, and just trying to relay information, keep us up to date and stuff like that.
And this pink blanket that they found, was it something that they found close to the house, or?
I'm not sure the location where it was found. There was a pink blanket. There was a wall.
That's not what he said in a Facebook chat. That is not what he said. That they.
No, he said it was less than a kilometer away from the house.
Mm-hmm. And
Why
in
does
one
he
case,
look?
go ahead. Sorry.
He looks so different when he is doing this talk here than he does when he does the interviews with the news.
Oh yeah, he's very relaxed on Drunk Turkey. He really is.
Yeah. But he's lying here. I mean, there was the blanket. He even said on the news the blanket was 1 kilometer away from the house.
This is the one they found in the tree?
Yes, the pink blanket was found in the tree 1 kilometer away from the house.
See, I don't even really see what's the big deal with the pink blanket. Like, what are they going to find on it? They're going to find everybody if it was the babies, they're going to find everybody's DNA on it anyway. The only way it could help them is if they found a stranger's DNA on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's about the only
honestly,
thing.
I the reason why I think it's really irrelevant, the blanket, is because the test probably came back and the test probably already came back with results.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why they brought the dogs in. This is why I think the blanket is very important.
Oh, so it would have had decomp on it, is what you're
It
thinking.
would have had something on it to show that I'm just speculating here, showing that maybe the kids are deceased. One of the kids is deceased. I'm just speculating. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just saying.
Right.
And this could be the reason why they brought the dogs in. Now, when he was in my group chat, I mentioned that blanket to him, and he said that the blanket, when he went out searching that morning, the blanket was not there. And then when the Malaya's family went out searching after him, they found the blanket. It was up in the tree, but he's saying it was not there when he went out. And him being smart, unless the blanket grew wings and flew up there in the tree itself, was his comment back.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I think they could have all just been doped out of their damn minds that day. Hence why they don't exactly have a good recall of the events.
Agree. I agree.
I don't
with that.
know. You'd sober up some goddamn fast there. 2 kids were missing. I'm telling you that
Not
right
on
now.
drugs, though. Not on drugs. You wouldn't. You might on marijuana or maybe drinking, but you wouldn't on any harder drugs if that's what they were on.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're still out of the loop.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they were on anything. That's the scenario.
No. Yeah.
Of how the stories can
I mean,
be
that's just
different.
that's what Malaya's sister has been saying. That's what, who is calling me? That's not a Canadian. I'm not going to answer. That's a 918 area code. I'm only talking to Canadians today for this show.
Water bottle. There was a children's T-shirt, and there may have been a sock or socks too, showing me as well, but none of them belonged to Lily's, right? I mean, none of them were Lily's. None of them were Jack's.
Do you know if all those items were found at the same place, or were they found throughout?
I'm not sure where they were found. I was just told that, or any of these items, Lily and Jack's, we found them during the search.
Were they photographed together?
No, they were not photographed. They were photographed individually.
Okay, so the most likely then they were not found together.
Yeah.
And around what time was this blanket, the full one that didn't belong to them? When was that one found?
That was found. It would have been during the daytime. So because I remember I was actually standing on the front deck when she brought her phone up to show me. So that would have been sometime during the day. So I'm saying between noon and 4 p.m. probably.
So 4 is when they found the pink blanket that was Lily's. That was a portion of the blanket, correct?
Yeah. I'm not sure on the exact time on that either. It would have to be after 4 because the school bus goes up there around 4 o'clock.
Gotcha. And
because that school bus, it goes up and it actually goes up and turns at my Uncle Ron's house, which is about 500 feet past where the blanket was found.
Gotcha.
So, and the bus usually goes up there, and the bus usually makes its way up there around, I don't know, 3:55, between 3:55 and like 4 o'clock.
And this bus has cameras, correct?
Yeah, the buses do have cameras. When they looked at the footage from the outside of the buses, the blanket was not there.
Interesting. And it went both directions, correct? It went.
Yeah, they both go both directions. They had multiple buses.
And it was not seen at 3:55, 4 o'clock when the bus passed.
No, they said they did not see it on any camera footage from the buses. So.
Okay, we have a question from one of our wonderful friends in the chat. T-Walk said the pink blanket was hanging in the kids' room over the window, and then it's found outside. Why?
She's right. They're right. But they threw it in the garbage.
Okay.
And apparently it was tore up. But going back, Daniel said even in the beginning, when he seen a picture of that blanket, he said it was not Lily's.
Uh-huh.
So then he's saying that what they found in the bag there was not Lily's or Jack's. How does he know that? Like he said that pink blanket was not Lily's, and here Malaya saying yes, it was Lily's.
I don't know.
Changing stories, changing stories, changing stories, changing stories.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't remember what happened that day and you were stoned or high out of your mind, then just say, people can actually understand that. They won't be happy with it, but it would make sense. The confusion is what upsets people. The confusion is what pisses people off.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been a total chaos that morning for everybody, right? If they say the kids wandered in the woods, it would have been a total chaos.
They are just very, I mean, to me, this is just what I'm going to say. They seem to be very functional drug users to where it's their normal life. And so if they tell the kids, get gone, we're sleeping this off, that is a normal routine.
Yeah.
And Janie included, because, I mean, you have the grandma giving them all kinds of money. Let me ask everyone from the chat. Actually, I'm going to start with Jeanie. Jeanie, can I borrow $8,000 and get a car?
Oh, no, I don't think so. Not right now, no.
Pat, I need a car and $8,000.
Would I give it to my niece? Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to start calling you Aunt Pat. So anyhow, this is like something normal because no one is going to hand over that type of change and that type of, a vehicle to someone that they think is stoned out of their mind. I think they are functional drug users.
Yeah.
To where people don't even realize what they have going on.
Possible. Yeah. Now, can I ask a question? Was Daniel's brother living on the property as well?
No. Nope.
Oh, he was. Okay. I thought I heard he was living in the place with the mother, Janie.
In the beginning, that's what everybody was saying. Well, the brother lives there on the property too. No, the brother does not live on the property. Only 3 of them live on the property, and that's it.
Okay. Okay. And then what about where he says his uncle lived 500 meters away or something? Who's the uncle?
I have no idea who the uncle is. I know the father lives in the same area, his father, but I don't know about the uncle.
I'm just trying to think of, the people they dropping into the conversation here. Like, these are new people.
Yep. I've never heard tell of the uncle.
Aunt Pat, you seem very confused today. Would you like me to take care of your finances for you?
Oh.
No, you know what? I have looked after my nieces that live in Halifax. They didn't have a parent that could help them. They weren't on drugs. They had jobs. And yes, I have subsidized when they needed help, but they never asked for it.
Uh-uh.
It was me saying, how are you doing? And blah, blah, blah. But you do that for family. I do that for the kids. Like, well, I call them kids. They're 30 now. But I help out the family. Mm-hmm. Because, as I said, Brooks, I have a roof over my head. I have food. I'm not in the welfare line. So to me, I have it good. And I try to help people that are younger because they have a harder time.
Well, there you go. And
I agree 100% with that, Pat. I do the same thing with my daughter. She's 19. She just moved out to go to college. I mean, she's going to school. She needs help. I'm going to help her. If she wants a few dollars, I'm going to help her. I'm going to give it to her. You
Yeah.
know, she's not into the drugs or anything like that. I myself would not support anybody or enable anybody that is on drugs.
I agree with you totally. I'd say, nope, go to the church, find a rehab, get yourself fixed, then I'll talk to you.
Exactly. I would not enable that at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and then that's a logical thing to do. That's the reason I think that Daniel, Malaya, Janie, I think that they are very functional users of whatever drug they're on.
Yeah.
Yeah, very possible.
They can fool the shit out of anyone.
That is, how far is the search command from where the blanket was found?
From the piece of Lily's blanket that was found in the tree, the actual command center itself.
Yeah.
It is okay. When you look at Lansdowne Station Road on the map, I'll just wait for you here to set that up, and then we take a look.
Yeah,
I'll give you the exact location.
So here is. Do you see it?
Yeah. So that is. So Lansdowne Station Road. As soon as you're going up Lansdowne Station Road, you go across a little bridge.
It's this direction.
Lansdowne Station.
Oh, this direction. Okay.
Yeah. So Lansdowne Station Road. There you go over a little tiny bridge.
Okay.
I don't know.
Have I gone too far?
Yeah. It goes right on Lansdowne Station Road. There's a little bridge when you're going down, and then you see. Yep. When you're seeing right around that turn there, that's where it is. You just had it on it. Right past that little dirt road there, that little gravel pit dirt road. Yeah.
Why? I'm just curious, but why would they make command so far south of where you guys live? Did they say anything about that by any chance?
I'm not sure the actual reasoning for making it there. I know it's a road that's. They had a long stretch going down that hill, going to the command center, so everyone could park their cars, because there was hundreds of cars there, Daniel.
Now,
search vehicles. They had to move in, RCMP SUVs and everything, right?
So how long after law enforcement arrived at 1027 did the command post get set up? Was that like the first thing that happened?
I'm not sure. I was actually in the woods for a lot of that, Daniel. So I don't have like a clear time that was set up. Clear time that I could say the setup began or was completed.
So around what time were you notified, and how were you notified about the pink blanket that belonged to Lily?
The pink blanket that belonged to Lily, I wasn't notified at all about that. I was actually told there was a piece of a pink blanket that was found up the road in a tree, and I said, "Piece of a pink blanket?" And I put two and two together. I ran out to the garbage bin, and I seen that there was a hole ripped in the bag, and clearly there was somebody who went into the garbage or something went on with the garbage for a piece of that to be ripped out. Because usually when you look in the garbage bin, Daniel, and you see a garbage bag.
Okay, so what is the thing with? Oh, Pat's gone. You know why?
Oh.
He has a contractor coming over to do something around the house. Do you all want some breaking news on what Pat has going on? Yep, Pat said she could only stay a minute because she was getting freshened up for her contractor.
Well, good for her.
Yeah. All right, let me show you the contractor.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So you guys go ahead. Pat K said I lost the link. Your link is there, Pat K, because you have a contractor there, correct? Oh, actually, she honestly this time did just lose the link. She did just lose the link. No, you can look on the screen. This is Pat K's contractor. Macho, macho man. I want to be a macho man that works for Pat K. I want to be a macho man. Well, he didn't take too long, Pat.
No, it wasn't him. I was trying to see if I could find the chat. I can't see it while I'm on the show. So I was just pressing the buttons down the bottom and I cut myself off.
Usually it doesn't have a hand-sized hole ripped in the side of it.
That's interesting. Now, the pink blanket, when they told you about it, did they show you a picture? The
piece of the blanket? No.
No. Okay,
No.
so they just told you they found a piece, and you went to the garbage bin. And where in the garbage bin was the bag that had the other part of the blanket? Was it towards the top, in the middle,
there
the
was
bottom?
These were like large industrial-sized garbage bags, right?
Okay.
And Mom would always yell at me, don't put so much garbage in one bag, because I would always make the bags like really heavy, right?
Okay.
And so I had the blanket was in a garbage bag, but there was another garbage bag that was inside, right? So it was like double bagged.
Interesting.
And you could see I keep wanting to say a hole that was ripped in the side from a hand that went down inside of it and pulled something out, but it looked to be like somebody put their hand in there and ripped it out. But the blanket was still.
You know what? This has always been very confusing for me, especially when Janie was adamant that she didn't want Daniel lifting a heavy bag. He's a young kid.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I believe about the blanket, the pink blanket? I believe it was staged, is what I believe.
Distraction.
Yeah. Like, go this way, because the pink blanket's there. And it's Lily's pink blanket. So we need to go we need to search this trail. I believe it was staged.
By who?
Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Daniel knew right away where the other part of the pink blanket was.
What I see with Daniel is I see someone that's scratching up the cat tower with no claws. What I see with Malaya is somebody that was doing everything she could to get away.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they do say that's the most dangerous time for any family was when they're breaking up.
Exactly.
It's more dangerous for the kids because, like I said on the show yesterday about Lake and Snelling, I said the most dangerous thing is a narcissistic woman. She will kill her own children. She will fuck a mother over. She will fuck her husband over. She'll do anything to get her way. Ladies, we all have known women like that.
Yeah, and the statistics is pretty high with a stepfather or a non-biological parent murdering children is pretty high.
It is high. It is high. But the statistics of a mother killing her own child is way higher.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can only do that state by state. I can't speak about Canada because I'm not a real Canadian. So what I'm saying is women that hurt their children are way up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But one thing we have to look at is Daniel's child did not go missing.
Nope. No, his children did not. but he no longer has, they're no longer there at the house or at the trailer. He does not see his other kids. Neither does Janie. She doesn't see the grandchildren either.
Mm-hmm. You know, and what I can't get over about these people, I mean, there's billions of people on the planet. How on earth do scumbags find each other? I mean, because, I mean, already, I mean, Daniel and Malaya, they have new side pieces. How does that happen? Like, hi, swipe right, swipe left, whatever. Oh, look at you. You live with your mom? That sounds good to me. You have stepchildren that are missing. Oh, wow. Oh, you have a baby in CPS custody and you have absolutely no job? Oh, you have cement blocks for steps to get into your trailer from 1978 and tarp over the roof? Oh!
I know.
I could say the same thing with these guys that are in prison and people, ladies, women writing to them. Here they murdered, like, people. They murdered their family. I mean, Chris Watts, look at him.
Well, critical K. We talked about that yesterday.
Yes, he murdered his wife, pregnant wife.
You and I were talking about it yesterday because we met through Critical K.
Yeah.
And I mean, on Thanksgiving Day, she told you one story and me a story. And she said that Edwin, her husband, was mad that she didn't have anything ready for Thanksgiving. Well, I mean, everyone knows when Thanksgiving is. Why wouldn't you do it? And she said she was on the phone with Ronnie. Her husband asked, like, Ronnie who? And she was Ronnie Watts. So instead of preparing Thanksgiving dinner for your family, you're speaking to the father of a family annihilator who is Chris Watts. So women make some real messed up decisions when it comes to their fruits and loins. Okay?
Exactly.
They think they're going to save them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
even though they already this is air quotes, they're saved in God. They've been saved by God.
Oh yeah.
In prison.
They find that when they walk through the door.
Yes.
They all get saved by God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, save yourself, ladies, and save your kids. Quit wasting it on a man. It's the other way around.
Exactly.
Men take care of women. It's not the other way around.
You know, pulled something out, but it looked to be like somebody put their hand in there and ripped it out. But the bag, the blanket was still at the bottom of the bag, right? It wasn't pulled all the way out. It wasn't anything like that. So
was the trash bag in the bottom of the can or on top of like all the other trash?
It was the garbage bag, that one big garbage bag. That was like a 60-pound garbage bag. And it was that was the only bag that was in there.
Oh, okay. So there wasn't any other trash on top.
No, there was nothing else piled on top of it or underneath it.
So if somebody opened the bin, that's the first thing that they would see.
Yeah, they would be able to see the pink blanket in there. Yeah.
Okay. And so it seems like in the documents that it alludes that they showed you guys a picture and that you guys confirmed it. Was that, if you didn't see a picture, do you know if Malaya did?
I'm not sure if she did or not. I have no idea.
60 pounds of garbage? What?
60 pounds of garbage in an industrial bag that his mom got.
Oh my, that must have accumulated for a few months. I mean, that 60 pounds of garbage in one bag.
Unless they were cleaning up the yard. No.
And it was the only bag. How convenient. It was the only bag in that garbage can. Yeah.
Yeah, 60 pounds is it's a lot.
I don't know, but to me, I mean, this is my own opinion. But to me, he looks higher than a kite.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now I want to throw another one out there. What about child trafficking? Is it possible somebody could have scooped them both up if they played in the yard all the time, as Janie said, and then just spirited them away, and that's why there's no evidence anywhere of anything? It's just so hard for me to believe, and I know I'm not great on these shows, because it's very hard for me to believe that Janie or the parents would like do away with their children. I guess I should go visit some of these losers in prison, because I just can't believe they would do it.
I do true crime cases every single day, and it happens. Every single day, unfortunately. It's very sad.
And I want to blame it on the drugs, because I can't believe people's minds are that warped. But you just don't turn into somebody that would do that with a click of the fingers, you know? Like,
it's just evil. These people are just evil.
Roger Wimmer has a question. How much did the two kids weigh?
Oh, I have no idea. Like
40 or 60 pounds.
Was it?
40 pounds maybe for the little one and 60 for
Lily?
Lily. I'm just trying to picture.
Well, we have a lot of new gifted memberships, Butterfly Kisses, gifted memberships. We have a lot of new members in here. Ruby, 60, is a new member. Do you guys want to do a members live today, say like around noon? I'm planning a surprise birthday party for someone. Is anyone available? Okay. Well, let's thank everyone for gifting the memberships. Yeah, the last, anytime I hear industrial trash bags, I think of Emily Pike. That was dismembered in Arizona. Can't get any information on her. Don't even try. Anna Walsh. There's a reason to get those, you know, unless you're really in construction. Okay, so now I'm going to get to our idiot of the week. This is a woman that wanted to come on the channel, doesn't have time because she doesn't have power or water or anything like that going on. She has to use her neighbor's house apartment to charge her phone so she can do her true crime sleuthing. And her name is Callie Gibson. She runs a group for Jack and Lily. Now, every day, she is always accusing somebody of a crime. She even suggested that the FBI go to Canada and train them how to investigate. And I'm thinking, why the fuck you want them? Take the CIA while you're at it. The fuck you want them for? Okay, she can't get a job. She blames it on Donald Trump. I mean, I did not realize he was her reference to get a job. I did not know. I mean, I've never put Donald Trump down as a personal reference to get a job. But she has a lot of things to say. So, yeah, let's get to it. This is going to be, since she can't come on and talk for herself, this is our Idiot of the Week. And if she wants to send me her address, she'll get the t-shirt. right, so this is my pre-recorded interview with Callie Gibson. She is a sleuther out of Galveston, Texas. She, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now, she's not liking life. And so instead of following the facts and the evidence like we do here, and hey, do we still have fun around here, Pat?
Oh, yeah.
When we talk about evidence, Jeanie, when we talk about, I lost Jeanie. I'm going to put that there. She'll be back here in a second. Hang on. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start it.
Allowed to have mine. You can have yours if you want.
No,
You can leave what
honey,
you want.
that's fine. That's fine. Okay, I heard it. I think it's these hurricanes coming through y'all's area. It's knocking out a lot of people's Wi-Fi. Are you there, Jeanie?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I clicked the wrong button.
That's okay. That's okay. So Jeanie has heard this. I'm sure Pat's heard it. Many people, you know, and all I'm trying to do is just have a conversation with the woman. This is my issue with true crime cases. I get where how people were raised. Like you have an antagonist and you have a protagonist. You know, there's good versus evil. Sometimes in every case, I say it about Summer Wells. I've been saying it since June of 2021 when I say, look, you're not going to find anyone good in this. Don't even try picking a side. We see it in the Sebastian Rogers case. You have people, I'm surprised there's not women out there sculpting frozen butter into a mural of Seth Rogers. They think he is so wonderful. They don't even care that he is ripping them off. They don't care. They're just like, oh, he's the best. He's the best. He's the best. He's the best, Brooks. He's out there looking for his son every day. I'm like, then he would be 120 pounds. He wouldn't have gained 100 pounds. Okay. Everybody gets a free pass when their child is missing for real. But this picking sides, I don't like. And this chick really spun me for a loop. Did you know she's working undercover with the FBI?
Oh, wow.
Jeanie, can you believe it? The FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, is working with a YouTuber and Callie Gibson. It's awesome. I love to see it. I do.
I have absolutely no words.
I'm allowed to have mine. You can have yours if you want.
No,
You can leave what
honey,
you want.
that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I have never believed Malaya in the beginning. Ever, 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 ever. Never.
Right, you could tell she was lying.
Okay.
There was no tears, no grief, no freaking out. Oh my God, my children are missing. None of that. You had a pretty calm under the circumstances.
You can tell when I get bored through the phone interview because I switch slides and I open a beer. Okay. Because I'm a real journalist. All right.
I got a headache yesterday. I took a Tylenol.
I have to keep everything very professional around here. Please put a 1 in chat if I keep everything professional around here. I don't see a 1 yet. I'm just waiting on Kat's nasty fucking mouth.
For being on drugs. And been up on meth all night long.
Yeah, but I mean, what does that matter? I mean, why is she?
Okay.
Why is she? I mean, not, doing what she should do for her children.
She did what she believed was right to get Meadow out of there, okay?
But Meadow
And I believe-
is,
that she did the right thing. To get
Okay.
Meadow out.
okay,
Away
but
from Daniel
Meadow,
and his family.
but Meadow is with
CPS with a foster family.
yeah.
But she got her away. No.
No. Your kids are not in safety when 2 kids go missing and 1 kid goes to a foster family. That is not putting your kids in safety. That is not a safety plan. A safety plan is, hey, if the house catches on fire, use this door, this window, do whatever you need to do. You don't purposely let the government take your child. Malaya knew it was coming. She knew it.
Yeah. Yeah.
She knew it. She's not.
But she had other choices. Is it just because she was so young and her ego or something? Like, she could have tried to move in with Lily's grandmother. She could have gone back to the reservation and moved in with her, family.
Or she could have got Melinda to look after the kids until she got situated and settled in somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
She could have done that. And Melinda would have been over the moon to take those kids in.
Now, am I only seeing the other choices because I'm older? Like at 23, would I have thought that way? I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
It all just seems so much, the more years I gain, it seems so much clearer. And I can look back on things I did at 20 or 23 or 4 and think that was a stupid decision. Why would I ever do that?
Yeah.
So is this why she didn't take those perfect choices? To me, the grandmother's house, the father of Lily, she looks like a wonderful woman.
Yeah. But way back then, like years ago when we were younger, there was not the resources that they have now. Like she could have been making a plan. Like, okay. Because, the article that I read was that in September she wanted to leave. She wanted to leave there. She didn't want to be there anymore. But then she changed her mind. So she could have been making a plan to leave.
Maybe she thought she was going to get in trouble if she was accepting child support from the government while she was living with Daniel, and you're not supposed to. Maybe she thought they'd arrest her or something. I don't know. I'm trying to think of why she wouldn't take one of the other options available. She seemed to have some people that were responsible in her group that she could have reached out to.
Yes, exactly.
So why didn't she? Is it the youngness, or she was afraid of getting arrested, or them taking her children, which they wouldn't have taken the children if they found out she was just scooping child support and shouldn't have.
No. And Meadow, she's not, like, she's worse off than what she was before, if you ask me. I mean, she's in foster care now. She's with CPS. How's that any better? You know?
Who would even say that? She's in better hands because she did what I'm like, no, your kids don't go to foster care and you say that's ridiculous.
And like I said, I do a lot of true crime. I've seen a lot of foster parents that should not be foster parents. I'm sorry. There's a lot of.
No, I'm telling you, that's the truth.
Yeah, there's a lot of children that die in foster care with their foster parents. So no, it's not better.
No. No, being a foster parent is an exceptional job. One of my favorite movies, it's called Instant Family.
Oh, yeah. I just watched that again the other night.
I know. I watched it again last night.
I love it.
I know. And I just love that movie. And it's based on a true story, it's an exceptional job. It really is. When you open your home and your heart and your wallet to take care of children whose parents have failed them. And yes, I understand that there's some that do it just for the money. I got it.
Yeah.
But let's face it, most do it out of the love of their heart. So Callie Gibson, it seems to me that she has solved the case. I mean, that's all I know. I mean, she's all over it. Now, I want everyone to understand we are having a members live in about 2 hours. I'm going to put the link in here. We've never done this before. We're doing a surprise birthday party for someone.
Okay.
And no one has any idea who it is.
Okay. Gotcha.
CPS with a foster family.
Yeah.
But she got her away from Daniel and his family. And that was the main thing she had to do.
Okay.
At least she did something right. She did everything else wrong, but she did that right. She saved Meadow from Daniel Martell and his drugged up family. So then,
I mean, she was
advised by her attorney to not speak with the public. And she is the only one that, Daniel, he's just like Chris Proudfoot. He stopped.
Daniel is just like Chris Proudfoot. Oh, okay. Yeah, she says Chris Proudfoot is like Spider-Man. He went from Memphis to Hendersonville, killed Sebastian, and went right back to Memphis. Yeah, she knows it all.
Every group, every YouTube creator's videos, lives, he stalks them. Only the guilty do that.
Is that the truth? Only the guilty stalk people? I met an amazing family when I was at CrimeCon in Nashville, and that's the Petito family. Met the dad, the mom, stepdad, stepmom. They stalked everyone to find their daughter and find out what happened. I met a wonderful man named John Ramsey who was not given up on his daughter's case. So you're telling me only the guilty stalk people?
No, definitely not.
I have nothing to say. Sorry. I can't. I mean, you can't talk. You can't deal with stupid. Like, you can't. I'm sorry.
Well, if that's her opinion, let her run with it. See how far it gets her. If she thinks that way, then live in that box. Keep the box away from me.
And keep going to your neighbors in Galveston, Texas to charge your phone because you haven't had any power in 3 months because Donald Trump won't get you a job. All right? That's what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
Every YouTube creator's videos, lives, he stalks them. Only the guilty do that. Innocent parents whose kids went missing, they don't do that.
I have never in my lifetime ever seen an innocent person stalk anyone. They're normally more busy doing other things.
They aren't worried about public opinion. They know they're innocent. So they don't do that. Only the guilty do.
Okay, that's when I was doing my journalistic integrity interview and I took a hit of a vape, okay?
I'm out here provoking them. I guess you can see that. I am trying to provoke.
Okay, this is interesting. She said she's out here in her Facebook group that she does not allow real Canadians into, okay? And she's provoking Daniel. This is when it gets really good. This is when you know that someone, I'm not even going to say someone, I'm just going to go ahead and say this is where the American educational system has failed. If you really think suspects love to talk, they do. And I have zero issue with someone turning something in from a suspect.
I guess you can see that. I am trying to provoke Daniel to respond. I am trying to provoke
He'll talk
an
to you
answer.
all day, every day, if you want to talk to him.
No, but I'm doing it because Mike DeMann wanted me to do it. Mike DeMann needs statements from...
Mike DeMann is what she said. Mike DeMann. Now, Mike DeMann is, I'm sure he does great work. I've never seen any of his shows. I don't want to have any problem with him or his people. He has a YouTube channel. Jeanie, you're muted?
Yeah, I'm here. No, I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay. And she's saying that he's asking her to go undercover and break the case. Now, I can give you a list of people that could possibly break a case, but I'm thinking the woman that doesn't even know how to pay a utility bill is not one of them, okay? I mean, even Trisha Jenkins could do better work than this. This is ridiculous. But she swears that Mike DeMann is the one telling her to get all these statements. It gets better. Him?
No, but I'm doing it because Mike DeMann wanted me to do it. Mike DeMann needs statements from Daniel to analyze.
And how will he do that, considering Mike DeMann lives...
Because he works... Mike DeMann worked for the police. He is a trained statement analysis guy, okay? So he needs statements. He needs more and more. The more these people talk, the more he can get, okay?
Dumb fuck, that's for his content. He cannot do anything in Canada. That's for the content on his channel. Now, he's a statement analysis YouTuber. Well, okay, so am I. So am I. Pat, give me a sentence. I'm going to break down your statement.
It's a wonderful day today.
So what Pat is really saying to me is that she's having a horrible day and she's thinking about going to do something horrible. Jeanie, give me a statement. I'm going to give you statement analysis. And this is on the house. No one has to pay me.
I'm sorry, but oh my God. Oh,
Okay, right there, statement analysis. Jeanie just said, I'm sorry. Oh my God. Okay, so Jeanie is guilty of something. Okay, that's my statement analysis. All right, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It's just for content. Do they really think Daniel's going to get on somebody's show and say, I did it? I confess here and now to you, YouTuber, I did it. Like, he's not going to say that. I don't care if 50 people analyze his statements, which there is 50 people out there that are doing it. Like, I can't even listen to those people. He said what he said, and we can all take inferences from any word he said. But where has that gotten anybody? It is just content.
And the saddest part is he's loving all the attention. He's loving all the attention.
Yeah.
I would think so. I mean, he got a new tail to chase. He got a new side piece.
Anybody that asked him to go on their YouTube channel is there. And I mean, he needs to start writing things down because every time he opens his mouth, he's contradicting himself. Like, one story doesn't add up. The other story doesn't add up. You need to get your stories straight before you say stuff because people are going to analyze it.
But I don't believe this Mike DeMann, he has a YouTube channel, actually has Callie Gibson, CALLIEGIBSON, working undercover for his statement analysis process or him being in the FBI. But we're going to get to that.
Statement analysis guy, okay? So he needs statements he needs more and more. The more these people talk, the more he can get, okay?
Does
So
he
wanted me to
understand
get them
that
all.
it's a different country? Does he get it?
Does he get what? Is Canada? Yeah, he gets that it's a different country. It doesn't matter.
So what? It doesn't matter. He's like, yeah, he gets it's a different country. It doesn't matter. It does. Guess what? I can only speak about my little tiny corner of the earth. That's Oklahoma, United States of America. Guess what? It matters. City to city, county to county, state to state. But she thinks her no electric have an ass and Mike demand it doesn't matter what they do, they're going to solve this case in another country. Listen to this again. It doesn't matter. Oh, okay. So since we have real Canadians in here, who at the RCMP is going to listen to Mike DeMann and Callie Gibson?
No one.
No one. Nobody. Nobody.
No one. Unless they had proof.
I mean, he doesn't need her. He doesn't need Callie. I mean, Danielle's made statements all over everywhere. He can analyze them without going through Callie, if he needs to analyze.
And if they want to look at statements, like look at the ones that were first said on the first newscast.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at ones that were said 3 weeks later after he's gotten all this attention and sobered up a bit, cleaned up a bit. I mean, you look at the first couple days, the first things they said, and pick apart those maybe.
Exactly.
But not something way yattermouth later.
Exactly. That's right.
And we do talk different up here. We have different slangs. We have different inferences on sentences. Like the accents are a bit different, might mean something. Like you need somebody in Nova Scotia if they want to pick apart what he was saying.
Yeah.
Raindrop said, I live in NL, Canada. Where's NL, Canada?
Newfoundland.
Oh, okay. See, that's the reason I have to have real Canadians up, because I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful province. I was there. They call it the Rock. It's the most beautiful. It was one of my best vacations ever.
It is beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Because if someone tells me I'm from NL, Canada, I think Neverland. I'm like, really? There's a Neverland, Canada? I don't know. But I'm very, very happy that Callie, and I don't think this Mike DeMann has anything to do with it. Just like I don't think he had anything to do with A Balance putting things in on his show that are from a Facebook group, and he said they were from Mike DeMann. No,
I don't believe so neither.
No.
Is Canada? Yeah, he gets that it's a different country. It doesn't matter.
So
it
what
really
is?
Doesn't.
Of course, it's a huge deal. You gotta be kidding me.
I didn't say it wasn't a huge deal. It's a huge deal. It's a huge fucking deal. Never said that. I said, I mean, maybe it was me saying what's the deal. I don't know.
So, I mean, what is Mike DeMann trying to do? I mean, I know you said that you've been
Analyze
calling.
Statements. To get all the statements that he can from these people to analyze.
Who's going to analyze it?
He is. That's what he does.
Okay, so he's going to go to Nova Scotia, and they're going to. Oh, hold on. Broken Golf Doll said Mike DeMann and A Balance often join each other's chats. That's just A Balance trying to piggyback off of someone with popularity. A Balance, I mean, he went after me hardcore. I mean, he put a picture of my belly out there. What am I supposed to do? I've had 4 surgeries on my stomach.
It is what it is.
Well, he thinks my tractor's sexy, so who cares? Go to Nova Scotia, and they're going to analyze that.
No, he does not have to go to Nova Scotia to do it. He wants Daniel he wants me to provoke a response so that Daniel comes out with an answer that he can then take from the group, the answer to my post, and analyze it.
Oh, yeah. So we're in grade 8 again.
It's just like if I was to do.
Now, why would Mike demand?
Do you understand that my demand is kind of like the FBI?
Kind of like, air quotes here, air quotes. He's kind of like, doesn't mean he is, or doesn't mean he's not. Kind of like.
He's kind of like the FBI. I'm like, okay. Now, I have said before about Jennifer Coffindapper, or my husband calls her Jennifer Coffee Grabber. She's kind of like the FBI because she was employed by them and she had a metal desk.
Right.
Okay. That doesn't mean that she is FBI. Okay. She got a paycheck. She did. She did a lot of paperwork about, what was it, agriculture, people stealing cows and horses and stuff. So, but this guy is kind of like the FBI. So, okay. I have a feeling he's getting dealt a bad hand because of crazy people. Why
it's just like if I was to do.
Now, why would Mike demand?
Do you understand that my demand is kind of like the FBI? He is a criminal statement analysis dude.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go for it.
The FBI knows how to use him. Why is he asking you to do it? Fair question. If he's got connections with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, why is he asking this chick that has to use her neighbor's electric to charge her phone down? Fair question.
Daniel had stopped coming out on these in the group commenting. He wants all the statements he can get.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, he doesn't have to talk to you or Mike demand.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have to talk to either. None of us. But I have provoked him in the past to talk.
Okay, whatever you want to do. I mean, I've spoke to him before, and he basically had nothing to say except for, certain details that I turned over, and it was nothing to do. So
I kind of got the feeling that you were maybe friends with Daniel or in communication with him.
No. And that's where it goes with the good guy, bad guy. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's where it goes. Oh, I kind of had a feeling you were friends with him. I've never been to Nova Scotia. I wear flip-flops in the winter. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, I kind of had a feeling that you were friends with him. And I'm like, I don't know the dude. And personally, I don't make friends with losers. I just don't. It's really not somebody I want to be friends with. No offense,
There's more.
I got the feeling that.
What's that, Jeanie?
I was gonna say there's more like her out there. When he was in my group chat, I was not provoking like she's been saying. I was not provoking him. I was actually being nice and asking him questions, like, a normal person would do. And because I was being so nice to him, I was told that I was his new girlfriend because I was being nice to him.
Yeah.
Did he send you a picture of him shirtless?
He did not.
No, I'm
He
just
did
asking.
not.
I'm just asking.
No, he did
I
not.
wasn't blessed with that. I know some other people have seen, you know, that 12-year-old chest with a little bit of fur on it. So that's all I can say.
Yeah, there's a way to talk to people, whether you think they did something wrong or not. There's a way to talk to them. You don't need to go and, as in her words, provoke. Like, why is she using such a word? Like, there's a way to go around talking to somebody, you know, whether you think they did anything.
When you've been sweating your ass off in Galveston, Texas for the last 3 months because you couldn't turn your power on, and you're using your neighbor to charge your phone, you're going to be a little testy, okay?
Oh my gosh.
And you're waiting on Trump to give you your job back, okay? I mean, you're going to be a little testy.
That's true. You're right about that.
My Lord. This is what the YouTube world has come to.
Sad day in Galveston.
You were maybe friends with Daniel or in communication with him.
No. Never seen the guy. Don't know the guy. Nothing. I can tell you right now, I have 0 issues with anyone.
Well, you and I just have our different ways of viewing things. We're just different. And I'm not going to stop doing what I do.
Well, then you keep doing it, girlfriend. I promise.
I will. Hey, listen, I'm grilling burgers outside on the grill. I'm going to have to run right now.
Okay.
I got to go check on my burgers. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, I mean, congratulations to anyone that's in her group, and it's depending on her and Mike Demand to do undercover work for the FBI. I personally think that Jack and Lily deserve way more than this, but hey, who am I?
Thank God we're all different. That's all I have to say.
And I just get out of it as long as they keep Jack and Lily's name out there, then they won't be forgotten.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's very frustrating. I mean, we're going on what, 5 months now? Tomorrow? Is it 5 months already?
Yeah, it'll be 5 months tomorrow.
So, Brooks, ask the chat, or I'll ask the chat, what do you all think happened? Just a one sentence. Where are the children?
Yes, in one sentence. I'm going to answer a comment real quick. Annette Conway, welcome to the channel. She says that A Balance and Deception Detective are the same person. No, they absolutely are not. Deception Detective is an attorney that has a job, a J-O-B. Okay? A Balance is a guy that grows pot and abuses his autistic daughter.
Yeah.
Not the same people. And A Balance is a person that likes to take women's nude pictures and hold them over their head and bully women. He would never come across a man. Never. No. Annette, I know these people, hon. I know these people. They've been on my show. I know these people.
Yeah, they're two different people. They're not the same person.
Yeah, they're two different people.
Yeah, they don't even sound alike.
Yeah, and A Balance, I mean, he lives outside of Toronto.
Yeah.
I feel like getting on a plane and coming down there.
Yeah. You know, the way I see it is that because of the fact that there was nothing found in the woods, like the backpack, the boots, the clothes, it just seems to me that maybe if I had to think really hard, they could have fell in a hole. You know what I mean? They could have fell down. That when I first began doing this case, that was my first thought. Could they have fallen in a hole somewhere on the property?
Underground caves or something.
Something like that, because nothing.
Okay, hold on. Annette's having a meltdown. She said, "Don't be rude." I'm not. No one's being rude to you. We're just telling you that they're not the same people. Where are you from? I'm from Oklahoma. I'm from I live in Tulsa County, Oklahoma. I mean, we're giving you sage advice that A balance and deception detective are not the same. Okay. Annette said, "Thanks for letting me know." Yeah, let's not be rude. I mean, if you had misinformation on the internet, which happens every day to me, then so be it. But when someone tells you they are not the same person, then so be it. I didn't mean to cut you off, Jeanie. I'm sorry. I should never cut off a real Canadian when I'm doing a show about Canada.
No, it's no problem whatsoever. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, like, they didn't vanish into thin air. Like, come on. The only scenario that I can come up with, because nothing was found, is that they fell in a hole. That's the only thing I can think of. I do not believe they were trafficked. I mean, 2 children from the same family, highly unlikely.
Exactly.
Highly unlikely. So what other logical explanation would there be? I mean, they had to have fallen in a hole or something. I mean, there's no indication that they were abducted. I mean, even the police say that.
Yeah, they're like, there's no abduction. And that's one of the first things they say. I remember years and years and years and years and years ago when they talked about Elizabeth Smart, and they said, no, she has been abducted. And they were telling people, watch your children. Lilly Peters, and I can only speak for, where I live. They said, no, walk your kids to school, walk your kids back. We think someone might have abducted her. And it actually turns out it was her cousin that did it. JC Dugard, they knew right off the bat she was abducted, and they no. And they will put things on lockdown. Now in Fruitland, Idaho, it took them quite a while to figure out that Michael Vaughn was abducted. And I think they had it figured out quicker than that. But they know the difference between a true abduction, which is basically the 1%, and it's horrible. Okay. I'm never going to be the 1% person saying because it's 1%, it doesn't matter. I'm not that type of person. But there's a different way you treat the community if you think there's someone out there that is children.
Yeah, and same here in Canada. It's the same thing. If there was an abduction, we'd get an alert on our phone. There'd be a picture of the children, the vehicle. I mean, it's not the same thing. This is not the same thing.
And I hear what you guys are saying. I'm just trying to think of where these 2 kids could have disappeared to. That's all.
That's what I'm saying too. But I mean, when Donna talked about the mine shafts in Nova Scotia, and they can't get the drones all the way down in there, there's a lot of possibilities. Not everything is just one way or the highway. Yeah. I mean, tunnel vision does not make our open dialogue work better. It could be anything. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we want these children found. Now,
100%.
I am not impressed with their mother. I am not impressed with their father. I am not impressed with their grandmother. I am not impressed with the kid's biological father, because I mean, he failed them big time. I'm not impressed with these people. I'm just not. So when people say, oh, it's got to be one way or this way, that's not how life works.
No.
Okay? That is not how life works.
No.
And on this channel, we talk about true crime. We're not watching a show where you have to try to figure out who did it. It's not a game of clue. Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? No, this is a real life tragedy.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I don't give a crap who did what to those kids. All I care about is those kids being found. That's all I care about.
That's it.
Like, I don't care what Daniel Malaya or his mom did. I don't care what they did. I don't care where they went. I don't care if they smoked, they drank, they whatever. I don't care. All I care about is Jack and Lily being found. I mean, it's been 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's too long for them to be out there.
Yeah, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. She said, I'm sorry, but you don't know Nova Scotia. No shit, I don't. Do I look like I work for National Geographic? Of course I don't.
Okay, well, what don't we know? Tell us.
She said, if there is a missing person, there is usually foul play. That is true.
Yeah.
That's normally true. There's other anomalies that come in. She said, we don't have abductions here. No one said they were abducted. They already said they weren't abducted, Annette.
Yeah, we just went through that.
I was the one that mentioned it earlier, only because I'm trying to think outside the box of where these 2 kids disappeared to.
There's so many scenarios. None of us know.
Falling down a mine shaft or something, or a hole in the ground. Yes, I thought of that. Definitely. That's where someone could disappear to.
Well, that would be the only logical explanation as to why they haven't found the backpack, the clothes, the boots. That would be the only thing I can think of. I mean, if they got lost in the woods.
Annette, if you want to help, grab the link. If you want to help, grab the link. Okay? I mean, I know you say there's no abductions in Nova Scotia. I dig it. I get it. That's what the RCMP said. That's not it.
Well, tell us your scenarios, Annette. Like, I like to listen to everybody's. I'm sure there's things I haven't thought of.
That's what we do. No one's attacking Annette.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be
I told Annette she had 5 minutes because I got to get ready for a surprise birthday party. And Annette, do you want to come up or not?
Please, because I'm in Ontario. I go to Halifax all the time, but I'm in Ontario.
And they're all sus. They're all sus deluxe. They are.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
And again, the RCMP are very closed mouth. Very closed mouth.
And not just with this case, any case.
Oh, any case, yeah. Yeah.
You would not hear any updates from any cases here in Canada.
Ever.
Never. The difference between Canada and the United States, you can find, Google anything, any crime in the United States, and you will find 10 pages.
Yeah.
About it. Here in Canada, you're really lucky to find one or even a half a page here.
Yeah.
Well, I think they have been very transparent. I mean, I've never seen a case where they come right out and say, these are all the warrants. This is everything we've done.
Mm-hmm.
No. First time I've seen it.
The kids were abused. Yes, Annette. Now, Annette, I looked at your YouTube you just started this YouTube channel about 22 minutes ago.
Oh.
Oh.
Congratulations.
I'm glad you're here. Congratulations. Welcome to YouTube and welcome to the channel. So I will see you guys back here in about an hour and a half. And Annette, you're welcome to come in. Annette, I know why you didn't grab the link now. It makes perfect sense. But if you want to become a YouTube member, we have a surprise birthday party coming up here in about an hour. About an hour and a half. And I promise it's going to be a ton of fun. Pat's going to be there unless she's busy with her contractor fixing.
Yeah, he's sort of late.
Yeah.
Said he'd be here this morning. He's not here yet, but hey, that's okay.
Well, he might be busy with his last appointment, Pat. Geez, we saw the picture of him. My goodness.
He is a cutie pie.
He could be getting a tan. It's possible, maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe. I was going to put him on camera if he showed up.
All right, ladies, I will see you. Hopefully I see Annette. Annette, do you know how to get a membership?
8 quarters.
Well, that used to piss someone off when I would say that. It's
I know.
actually even 8 quarters, but that's okay. Annette, go ahead and grab yourself a membership. All right, so I will see you guys here, in an hour and 15 minutes. We're having a surprise birthday party. Thank you so much, Jeanie. Thank you so much, Pat. Thank you to
and
Sarah.
I just want to say prayers for Jack and Lily and the families out there, and I pray every night for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's what we're here for.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks,
okay, thank you, Brooke, for having us up. Bye.
Guys, best. Love you. Thank you so much for everything.
Bye.